it's puppy love.
825. You need the right soundtrack. Connect with your animals, right? Absolutely. Sheila Begg is back, certified professional dog trainer. Nicole is here. This is Knox. And Sheila, we wanted to bring you guys on because we were talking about living in the downtown core, the dog density, and if we have dogs with reactive behavior on the leash. This is a particular situation. What did you experience with Knox when you all came together?
Great. Well, I met Nicole probably about 3 years ago. She reached out to me. They had just adopted Knox from the, I think, Vancouver SPCA. And he was struggling living downtown, all this stimulus, other dogs on leash, runners, bikes, skateboards. And Nicole, I think it was her first dog, and she's like, I don't know what to do with this. How do I help him feel more comfortable, you know, not being on these stressful walks? So one of the things that I like to work with when we're working with reactive dogs is we always want to teach a dog what to do instead of what not to do. So if we don't want a dog barking, lunging, that sort of thing on leash, let's teach them some alternative behaviors. And so in Nicole and Knox's case, we worked on a watch. So he was learning how to engage with Nicole when all this stimulus was around.
So how would that work, Nicole? If you guys were outside and you know downtown there's so many dogs and so many noises, what were some of the exercises as you're describing outside with the two of you?
Absolutely. So if we saw, say, a dog that Knox was potentially going to bark at or maybe pulled towards, Nicole would engage him by just calling his name, and then she put a really great cue for him to look at her. So for him it's eyes, for some other people it's look or watch me, but he's really good, and I don't know if we can get that on camera, but when she asks for eyes, he actually looks directly at her face. So it was a way of saying, hey, don't look at this dog, I want you to look at me instead. And by looking at her, then produce some great reward, and she's got a little bit of steak, I think, in her pouch today.
Nicole, how long did it take you to get that down, to get those eyes and get that attention, especially when you're outside?
When I'm outside, it took about 2 weeks to really get it down, and then we started testing it with dogs at different distances. So for him, I really needed to make sure I up the reward when there's a lot of dogs. So steak, cheese, the really good stuff.
And we also want to make sure we're working within their, what we call threshold. Obviously, if a dog is right beside him, his behavior of looking at Nicole is likely not going to happen. So she was really good at making sure that she was giving him lots of space and moving away from his distractions or his triggers so that she was able to get him to engage. And then over time, she's been able to get a little bit closer and closer. He's remarkable, and you know, he's been a bit of a project, but she's done really well and been really consistent on the work that she's done with him.
So what do you say to dog owners that they have they're lovable dogs that see someone, they get excited, and then they're jumping up on just random strangers because they want to say hello? Yeah. How do we control that? We
want to teach dogs a precursor, especially in that case. We want to teach them to do something else. Obviously, we don't want them pulling towards dogs or strangers or barking or lunging and doing that sort of thing. So we want them to engage with us, learn how to focus, how to leave it. He's also got a really good leave it. So if he's looking at something, she can just say, Knox, leave it. And he knows to look away so that he's not then going to lunge or bark. So it really is all about teaching an alternative behavior rather than trying to stop the current behavior.
How crucial is tone of voice when it comes to training these new behaviors?
You know, I mean, tone of voice can be important, but we always want to be upbeat and kind of engaged. Nothing, especially with reactivity, we don't want to get into corrections or harsh tones because we want the dogs to be happy to engage with us, not like, oh, you're yelling at me, right? So we want them to feel comfortable and want to work with us and pay attention.
Well,
he's got some good tricks.
He looks pretty comfortable right now.
He's got some good tricks.
We're just scratching the surface on how to live with a reactive dog. I know there's more information. You reach out to a lot of people in the community and help them one-on-one. So there's the website, designk9.com, for you to find out more. Knox, you did a great job, buddy.
Yes,
good job. Yeah. Oh, good dog.
Good boy.
Right here.
He also has a good high.
Yeah.
Hello.
Sure does. We'll take a break. More of your top news stories coming up.